G'day guys and gal, there is a shitload of Space Marine chapters, about 1000 give or take, and whilst 40k does a wildly good job of exploring hundreds of characters, sub-factions and events in great detail, it just can't give every chapter a codex or a dedicated novel. As such, we're left with dozens of incredibly interesting and engaging chapters that have at least one super unique thing about them. However, they are just barely fleshed out, meaning I honestly don't have enough content on them to make a dedicated video. So I thought, why not pick 5 of the most interesting and obscure chapters and present them in one good hit, like a primed heroin needle striking directly into a juicy vein. However, before I educate you with facts and logic, with the year wrapping up, I have a goal. Well, I have like 6 goals, but the one I'm working on today is to get to 420,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Now, most YouTubers would just ask nicely, but I'm not like normal YouTubers. I'm a cool YouTuber. So if we do get to 420,000 subs before the end of the year, I'll hire a hot female model, chuck her in Smexy Warhammer cosplay, and upload it for you guys and gals for free. If that isn't the mother of all incentives, then I just don't know what is. So grab your buddies, grab your girlfriends, yeah right, and slap that juicy subscribe button. Today we'll go over 5 obscure but wildly interesting Space Marine chapters. Chapters you've probably never heard of, but will make you go, oh, no shit, that's super interesting. Let's get into it. First up is the Death Spectres, who really deserve their name. They are the guardians of an eldritch horror that lurks within the Ghoul Stars, a horror that could destroy the galaxy. The cool part is that this mysterious force isn't even chaos related, so it adds that unknown Lovecraftian vibe. Everything about these dudes is dark and grim. Their chapter name, their aesthetic, their culture, they are literally part of the 13th Dark Founding after all. The darkness they watch out for was so horrific and damaging to the galaxy that all of its records have been expunged. All we know is that during the 34th millennium, an apocalypse emerged from the Ghoul Stars and destroyed a shitload of worlds and killed over a dozen thousand Space Marines. It was eventually beaten back at great cost, with the Death Spectres getting founded purely to keep it contained. The Emperor himself literally gave their chapter master specific instructions to seek out a special world which had like a glass throne that was kind of like a bitch version of the Golden Throne. As the dusty, scrotumed Emperor rarely ever communicates with anyone, this was a big deal. The greatest of the Death Spectres must sit upon this throne of glass and are slowly petrified. While on the throne, they are so focused that they can barely communicate with their chapter, just like the Emperor, yet they are said to gain incredible power. However, it's not clear what power that is. A good theory is that it is the power to keep the darkness of the Ghoul Stars shackled. There is a prophecy that says that one day a mighty Death Spectre will arise, who will overcome the power of the glass throne and use it to do something cool. Unclear what, but either way that adds a lot of destiny and dope lore for an obscure Raven Guard successor who lurk on the fringes of the galaxy. Unfortunately, we don't really get to see much of them as they are so hell-bent on guarding against the Ghoul Stars that they barely ever get involved with the rest of the galaxy. To them, the fall of Cadia, the Great Rift, Guilliman's return are minor inconsequential things compared to their duty. A lot of people say that the Ultramarines have sticks up their asses and adhere way too closely to the Codex Astartes, making them boring and predictable. However, compared to the Red Scorpions, they look like radical renegades. The Red Scorpions literally adhere word for word to the Codex Astartes, like an Evangel adheres to the Bible. No grey area, room for open interpretation or anything. Space Marine book is all they want and need. They are so hardline that they have absolutely zero interaction with anything that isn't pure untouched human. They won't deal with abhumans like squats or ogrins. They won't even think about not killing Xenos. They are literally a bunch of self-righteous purists that think they are better than anyone because they've never seen what a vagina looks like. Their gene seed is extremely stable and pure by their own design. Like, they have the highest ratio of apothecaries of any chapter in the galaxy in order to keep extremely high quality control of their gene seed. Their second in command is an apothecary. They are also semi-unique in that they believe without doubt that the Emperor is a god, something very few chapters believe, putting them in the same category as the absolutely bananas Black Templars. Now, all this does make them pretty intolerable to have a beer with, however they're actually incredibly effective and reliable Space Marines, taking their war to all corners of the galaxy and maintaining great recruitment rates due to their excellent gene seed. But there's a catch. nobody has any idea what original Legion they came from. It would be easy to guess Ultramarines due to the gene seed stability and their obsession with the Codex Astartes, but it's implied that their origins are a lot more sinister. The Emperor's children, Iron Warriors, and Wordbearers were all known to have very stable gene seed, so there's a chance that the Red Scorpions were founded from a traitor legion rather than a loyalist one. This could be why their records are sealed, and could also be why they oppose any form of chaos or Xeno so ruthlessly. Perhaps they are compensating. I would say that due to their fanatical adherence to the Codex and their zealous belief in the Emperor's godhood, they are Wordbearer successors. After all, during the heresy, some in the traitor legions deserted to the loyalist side. Maybe the Wordbearer loyalists eventually founded the Red Scorpions. The colour of their armour is quite similar after all. Every Blood Angel successor chapter deals with the Red Thirst and Black Rage in their own way. Some only drink the blood of their enemies, some drink the blood of their servants but don't kill them. And then there's the Angels Vermilion, who go fucking bonkers purge mode once every 50 years and then are on their best behaviour in between. I'll get to what they do in a second, but holy shit, it's pretty fucked. This chapter is ancient, founded just after the Horus Heresy, and they have been serving the Imperium loyally and effectively for 10,000 years, winning countless decisive victories and saving a shitload of people. Yet, they fucking hate themselves. They are extremely embarrassed and ashamed of the Red Thirst. They see themselves as monsters, hence isolate themselves from the other Blood Angel successors. In order to deal with the Red Thirst, once every 50 years they will round up thousands of servants, serfs, and innocent Imperial citizens, murder them, drain all their blood into a massive pool, and then they will all bathe in the pool, drinking from it, and even cutting incisions in themselves for maximum absorption. Yeah, they all have fucking AIDS for sure. With the remaining blood, they then put them into injectors in their power armor to act as battle stims. This seems really fucked, and it kinda is, but it's also wildly effective. Very few Angels Vermilion fall to the Black Rage or Red Thirst for those 49 years in between the blood orgies. The Angels Vermilion are amongst the most noble of the sons of Sanguinius. Also, to be fair to them, the killed are buried with full honors and are surgically killed so there is no pain. It's not like they just go ape shit with them or anything. Ironically, the Angels Vermilion actually kill significantly more innocent people than the Flesh Tearers, as the Flesh Tearers generally only kill and eat the enemies of mankind, only occasionally losing their marbles and killing the guardsmen under their command. The Angels Vermilion, on the other hand, will kill thousands of innocents at a time, so it's funny how one is seen as a bastion of nobility and the others are considered savages. The Angels Vermilion have been able to keep their unique method a secret, however they did have a mini war against the Order of the Argent Shroud, one of the main Sister of Battle convents, but I can't find the reason in the lore, so I'm not sure if it was just bolter bitches being fucking crazy, or if they got a whiff of some messed up shit the Vermilion did. Either way, an interesting chapter. Ultramarines are considered to be the most straighty 180, reliable, and even human of all the Astartes, but the reality is that their superpower isn't their math skill or their Aryan overlord, it's actually their adaptability and versatility. Hence many Ultramarine successors are wildly different to their original chapter, none more so than the Mortificators, a chapter of steadfast and loyal cannibals that defile the corpses of their enemies and wear their bones as trophies. What the fuck? They are kind of obsessed with death, having their own religion that worships death and the Emperor at the same time. So how did an Ultramarine successor chapter become a blend of Nightlord and Death Guard? Well, they are actually a second founding chapter, meaning their first Astartes served under Guilliman and even the Emperor. When the chapter was first created, the chapter master got a vision from the Emperor to go to a certain human world and begin recruiting from it. That world was a savage world full of cannibals and superstition. As the chapter became more and more full of people from this world, it took on its culture and practices. Its ships and fortress monasteries are full of what initially appears to be statues, but is actually the preserved corpses of fallen battle brothers, whilst their chapters are full of skulls and bones. The best part about it is these guys aren't even slightly heretical. Despite it sounding like Khorne would have a field day with them, they are completely loyal, super reliable, and possess a lot of common sense. For example, their opinion of the Codex Astartes is one of the best ones to have, which is that whilst it contains valuable knowledge written by a genius, their Primarch, it is very old and outdated, so to follow it to the letter despite how the galaxies change would be a foolish thing to do. Overall, however, they are still considered to be Codex compliant. If you had to pick any original legion for these guys to be descendant from, I bet nearly none of you would have thought of the Ultramarines, but here we are. So next time you want to shit on the boys in blue for being generic, just remember the kind of stuff they've spawned. Finally, we have the Raptor Marines, who are more or less real-life reasonable Marines. Something that is kinda stupid about Space Marines is that they don't really ever wear camo. Like the Raven Guard kind of do if they fight in the dark, but for the most part, the Ultramarines will be blue and golden in any theater of war, giving away their position pretty much instantly every time they engage the enemy. The Raptors, however, are not retarded, opting to camouflage their armor and value reason and tactics over all else. You'll never catch a Raptor being like, "For the Emperor," before charging a Tau gunline and getting turned into Swiss cheese. Despite this intelligent approach to war, they have been driven to extinction multiple times, as it's common knowledge that the universe of 40k despises any and all who use common sense and don't just autistically charge into melee combat the first chance they get. Their near extinction has come more from their dedication to duty rather than bad luck, like the Lamenters, or obscene fuck-ups. The Giga Chads in the Raptor chapter are the Astartes who can shoot the best, win hide and seek, and resist the urge to take off their helmets mid-battle to try look cool. Unfortunately, this has resulted in most of the other Loyalist chapters calling them a bunch of dishonorable pussies. To which the Raptors simply reply by saying, "Lick my camoed nuts, you fucking chodes." That's word for word, trust me, I was there. Funnily enough, despite the Raptors and the Red Scorpions being wildly different, they are actually good friends, fighting alongside each other on numerous occasions. Does the upfront and zealous combat style of the Scorpions complement the stealthy hit and run of the Raptors? Fuck no, there's like no synergy here, with each battle they team up in resulting in a lot of Red Scorpion casualties with very little for the Raptors. Good thing the Scorps have great gene seed then, eh? I mean, yeah, you could say that having teammates that basically suicide into the enemy and draw their attention makes stealth easier, but overall not the most efficient strategy. It'll come as absolutely no shock to anyone, but yes, the Raptors are Raven Guard successors. Final fun fact for them, their librarians have special Raptor-only warp spells that are actually pretty sick, like they can summon a flock of angry warp birds that peck bad guys to death. Hell yeah, dude. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be, where there is not only a boatload of Battle Mace 40 million hentai, but also nude cosplay calendar shots. Nice. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more obscure content. Join the Discord for more memes and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.